Okay, in this video we're going to look at the Setup tab and see some of the configuration that we can use. So if we click on Setup, first item is, do we use VAT at all? VAT being sales tax in the UK. So if we say yes, invoices and credits, you'll see now we've got net and we've got VAT adding up to the total. If we edit one of these invoices, in the line items you can apply VAT. So if I apply it to all, it doesn't matter if it's applied to empty boxes. So VAT is now being applied. We can save that. Yes, that's now 960. You can switch off the default here. So if I say no, and I go to raise a new invoice here, go to line items, none of them are ticked. So you can just tick the ones you wish to. But if I go and set it up to yes, missed, again, yes, and now I go here and do a new one, you'll see they're all ticked. You can put in your VAT rate here, and you just type it in, 18% or 22%, whatever it is. This software is designed for small businesses, so it is one rate for everything. But you can apply it to individual lines on your invoice. In the next area, it's increasing numbering of documents, and this applies to invoices and quotes if you use them. So normally, most businesses will increment each invoice by 1. So it's invoice number 1, then number 2, then number 3. But if you wish, you could increment it by 10. So it would be number 1, then number 11, then 21, 31, or your first one could be number 10, in which case you would need to put in here your first ever invoice number was number 10. So it would be 10, 20, 30, 40, so on. So your first ever invoice can also be used if you use this system to pick up from another system. So it may be in another system, your last invoice was number 999, so your first one in here is going to be number 1000, and then they're going to increment by 1. So you can set these up to be whatever you want them to be. Similarly for quotes, if you use quotes, we'll see them in a minute. Now when you email your invoices and credit notes out, you may wish to save a copy. And so you can pick a folder here and store a copy of all invoices and credit notes in there. Similarly for quotes, and similarly here, you can go and find your email signature file. There's some information over here, some tips on where they're stored, and you can drag that up and down if you can't read it all on this screen. So you can go and point to a file and put it in there, or you can type in the path if you know what it is, c.des.sig.htm it might be. You can just type it in there. Now, if you have multiple email accounts in Outlook, you can select, this is going to go from Paul at PATools.co, and all emails will be sent from that account by default. If you leave it blank, they'll go from your default account. Emails, you can request a read receipt if you wish, and then we come on to emails for outstandings, and this is where you can type in a subject line. You can have some text here that goes into the email body before the list of outstandings, and you can have text that goes in after the list of outstandings. And of course, if you put in your signature further up here, that'll also go on the end of the email. Now, you can now select whether you're going to use WIP, quotes, drafts, and defaults. So we'll look at all of these in a separate video. Finally, here we have a currency prefix, and this will be used for the email chasing outstandings. It's not used on your invoices. So if you want your invoices here to show in pounds, then that's a formatting issue in this cell here. Can you see? So you can format dollars, pounds, yen, whatever you use in your templates. But in your email, that's where you set up your currency prefix, and you just type in whatever it is, $, for example. Okay, in the next video we will look at these 4 setups.